Yo, welcome back. It's Red Couch Tape, Red Sofa Talk. The infamous couch where a lot of opinions have been spewed. And to people's dismay, man, people hate us now. No, we were likable before. People hate us. Well, we're gonna hate us more after this one. Well, no, I don't look for hate, guys. I don't look for hate. Anyways, my name is Mokudze Mlabo. You already know what it is. Award-winning storyteller. What? I got Ghostman, the man behind the camera, the maestro.
The cameraman. Right, Bongani. What up?
Yeah, you got people angry, bro. I was like, no, come to screen. Yeah. So anyways, Bogs is here. And today's episode is very special because we're going to be talking about our top 10 favorite Zim hip hop albums of 2021. Now, this one is going to be crazy. There were over how many albums?
40.
Over 40 and more. And that included like EPs, mixtapes, and stuff. So it's like, listen, there weren't many albums particularly that were released this year. So we decided to just go with what were released as albums. So like full-length projects that are mixtapes are not going to be here. EPs that are longer than 6 tracks are not going to be here as well. So it's just going to be projects that were released as albums, and there are definitely going to be some that we missed. Okay, so just a disclaimer. But these are the ones that I feel we liked, and we're going to debate which was the best. Are you ready, bro?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, let's do it, man. All right, okay, so at number 10, I had R-Pills' Revelations.
Yeah.
Chibesmel Dini, you know, R-Pills, it's his 5th album in 5 years. Coming with this one. What did you think, man?
One thing that I have said about R-Pills is his ability to pick beats.
Speed picking.
Oof, man. I feel like Jax makes beats and R-Pills comes through and says, I want that one.
I actually think there's a folder in Jax's machine and maybe McLean as well, where they're just like, these are for R-Pills. Yeah. Do you think he pays Jax?
I don't know.
Because these beats, guys.
I don't know.
I
can't speak for Jax.
These beats are too good. At least that's how I see it anyways. I'm like, so anyways, I'll give him that. The beat selection, probably for me, the best ear in Zimbabwean hip-hop when it comes to that. Unfortunately, there's no room for being an A&R in Zim hip-hop. Otherwise, I feel like he would have been great at that. It's Revelations. I was really excited when this was announced, because he put out a tweet saying, I'm going to address things, Chichi, and we're talking about things that we normalize in society, homosexuality and all these things. I was like, all right, bro, let's see. But listening to it, I didn't get that. There were like a lot of thematic inconsistencies. One of my biggest gripes as well with this is R-Pills, when he puts out an album, he kind of makes it sound like there's going to be like a coherent theme throughout, and then he just doesn't follow through. Like, remember, what's the album last year? Nchinjiko. It's like, okay, what is the crossover, bruh? You know what I mean? Because like from the intro, I didn't get much of that idea. Like, what exactly does he mean by... Except for the hook, it's my crossover. Muchinjiko. That's it. You know, it's my salvation. That is what I'm speaking on. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay.
I feel like his intros are always dope.
The intros are fire, bro.
Chinjiko's intro and
it's
also
fire. Revelations intro.
You know, when we heard the intro, I was like, yeah.
And me too.
Then as the album went, I was just like, okay. I was like, yeah.
The feature list as well. I didn't like the feature list. I feel like it didn't shine. Yeah. The people that were features, I feel like Volt's feature was wasted. And that American guy, I forgot his name, but overall, like, R-Pills will always drop, and will, like Cypher said, will always be excited when R-Pills drop. And this is not necessarily a bad project. I mean, I can't leave it out with a clear conscience. I can't. Right. Number 9, this could have been higher. Honestly, it could have been higher, except for the things that I'm gonna point out. Cognac and Crimes 3. by B7. Why BA7? Why are you shaking your head?
I wanted to, then I was like, no, stop shaking your head.
All right, tell me what you think, man. Straight from the underground, this one.
You know what? When I listen to the project, for me, it's one of those projects where you need like a digital booklet where there's lyrics and.
Right.
Yeah, because you'd say stuff, then I'll go back and listen to the stuff and be like,
what did you say?
What did you say? You know, for me, I was just like, I think it's a dope project. Like there's, like when you listen to it, like the beat selection, the production, and also, you know, the themes and everything, but it's not for me.
I'm gonna be honest, I struggled, I suffered like throughout this project. And I get, because like you have to be like a really special artist to make like content like this for you to say, I'm gonna put this out there. And it definitely has its own demographic, but the production on this album is amazing, and it's unique as well from something that I haven't heard in a while.
And also, I think when you listen to the beats, I think the intention is for you to listen. Because when you listen to the beats, there's not a lot of things that are happening in the beats. Some of the beats are very consistent, like from start to finish. Yeah. Like you can tell that I don't know if that was his intention, but you can almost tell that the intention was for people to listen and not to get caught up in the production.
Absolutely. But then I ended up getting myself caught up in the production. Like there were layers in some of the tracks, and I'm like, oh man, this sounds fire. But I, like you said, I feel like also like he wanted you to hear what he was saying, and consistency throughout the album. This is what I really appreciate. When someone says I'm putting out a project, I want it to be coherent in what you're saying, and that's what I got from Cognac and Crimes. I got the street life, I got the messaging, I got to know about who BA7 is. You know what I mean? Some of the things definitely went over my head. And like I said, I need like booklets and stuff.
Booklets, yeah.
But he's credible. He feels he's very believable. Probably the only real life thug in Zim hip hop. You know, for real, like.
You know, one of the songs is like, you know, we're saying these things just not just to look cool, but we actually live these things.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was like, look, I believe you, bro. I believe so. The content is not for the common man. The storytelling is solid. The narrative is solid. As well, I love it. There was some standout tracks. Kane in a Foreign Land, Cognac Scroll, No Morse, Raw Uncut as well was pretty dope. I like that. One of my other biggest problems as well, aside from the fact that it feels way too hardcore, is some of the enunciation of BA7's words, like his flow. Like there is a lot of sound instead of I'm not sure if you picked that up. Like, he can say, well, you know, I suffered, you know what I mean? Instead of like, I suffered. So I'm like, yo, bruh, I have to get myself into the mood. I'm like, okay, maybe this is how he speaks. So sometimes I had to remind myself, like, yo, this is still English, aren't it? You know what I mean? But lyrically dense, production on point, the content, the consistency, I love it. I believe Cognac and Crimes 4 is coming, so shout out to him. Number 8, I had Shabin Rap Papa Volume 2.
All right. To be honest, I think it's okay, this is my opinion.
Oh wait, is Shabin Rap by Do Major, by the way?
I actually have never listened to a full-length Kwaito album, like from start to finish.
The old ones from Mason?
Yeah, even the old ones, because it was always like hits, you know, like the hits that. I don't remember myself ever listening to a full-length Kwaito album. And so when I was listening to the album at first, I was like, where is he going with this? Yeah. And then when I got to track number 6, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Actually, the intro. Yeah. The sample and the hook, the concept, like how the characters in the song, that's actually fire. Yeah. I actually enjoyed the project. But
it's too long. It's too long. And I've told him this. It's too long. 24 tracks, bruh. I'm suffering, dog. I'm suffering.
Yeah. I think from track number 10 up to track number 19 or 20, I think those songs should have never met.
I feel the same way.
Because I don't see how they fit into the sound. Because you're saying Shabin rap, that whole quite funk infused.
Yeah.
But now you have like that
trap songs. There's So Slow. There's Dubai.
Yeah.
So
I was
there's
like, no,
which
man.
other song? There's wait, I have to check this because there were songs which were so misplaced that were back. The songs that were back to back that felt like I'm listening Dubai and then Dre.
Yeah.
Right? Back to back. And I'm like, yo, isn't this the same song? It literally felt like the same song. So for me, I would have slimmed, I would have cut down some of the fat.
Like
10, 12. Eli, Handidi, Tifare, Etolobeni, Ghetto Smart, Ha Iwe. Which one? Maybe So Slow as well, but it doesn't feel very Shabini. Zematsotsi, Aiwaka, you know. Yeah. Somewhere there where I'm just like, just tone that down. There's absolutely no need to put out a Chris Brown album, bruh. Nah.
I don't think trap was necessary in this project. I think you should have just.
I think you should have just
to that. Yeah.
To Chabin, it was cool. It's a lot of radio bangers. It's live show friendly. I think. But Do Major's flow for me on this project was way too monotonous. Nothing changed throughout. Like, nothing. No, let's experiment more. I didn't. Yeah, that's what I didn't like that. But yeah. Anyways, number 7. It is the 2021 album of the year, Risky Life by Holy 10. I'm not gonna lie, I felt pressured to include this album here.
Yeah, because it's a Zim Hip Hop Award winning album, so we have to.
But also, impact-wise, I guess, you know,
Yeah, it's a huge impact.
When it was announced, I think people were really excited. Like, oh, album is coming.
Do you know what? Yeah. I must say this. I was excited about the album until there was a name change. The initial name was Early Retirement.
No, apparently there is like an early retirement project.
Or is it?
Yeah. So, but like that, because that's what I thought like was gonna drop. So it's apparently that just dropped like back to back. But here's to your point. Yeah. To your point, when he dropped the song, I think it was in Feb? I don't know. The risky life. My life is
number 1 actually.
Number 2.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh snap, this is a fire album intro. Yeah. And in that particular freestyle, you know, I got to learn about what this risky life is. But you know, he's got ladies chasing him, he's got baby mamas chasing him. You know, like he's doing shows, he feels sabotaged. You know what I mean? There were a lot of things that he was saying, and I felt like that's what the album was gonna be about, right? And then I found out the track "Risky Life" is not on the album, and he starts with a cliche "Wakatuka." I'm like, my guy. Yo,
it felt like a safe album.
Very safe.
In terms of his sound. Yeah. I mean, you have Bozo Wangu, you have Ndaremira type songs there.
Yeah.
You know, like that true. Was like, it felt like, let me do a safe album.
Pretty much. I think he could have done so much more, just like he did with, was it Suicide Notes last year? It would have been, but it has, I'm not going to lie, it has some bangers, some replay value as well, so I'm not too mad at that. Right? I think someone's playing music outside. There's a road show outside. I'm not sure if you can hear that. Number 6, this one is gonna kill us for this one. I had Malcolm Funde and Cynic with Trash.
Yep.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm gonna say, man, I would like to ask Malcolm if he could have more depth in his music.
I'll ask you for you.
Yeah. Well, what do I mean by depth? I mean, if you could, do you know, when you listen to him, track number 1, I'm this dope. We said it on the 25 to Life episode. I'm this dope. You will find like 1,000 words to tell you that. I'm like, track number 2, I'm like, dog, I get it, you dope, but let's move forward. Yeah. Like, you know, when you say trash, like coherence, like what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I guess, yeah.
That's how I felt about the project. I was just like...
Very, very punchline heavy. I like that the production was intentionally, I don't want to say weak, but it was intentionally just on the surface, because I guess, like, I think he says it in one of the tracks, in an interlude, I wanted these beats so that I can just prove that those are the ones I want to rap to, the beats that feel like throwaways, you know what I'm saying? The penmanship on this is solid, but like I think I've even told Malcolm as well, I learned nothing about Malcolm, like when it comes to, I just feel like it was 12 or something so tracks of I'm amazing at this, and at some point it's gonna work. Like, you gotta have stories, bro. There's gotta be some stories.
It don't have to be about yourself.
About someone else.
For your eyes only, it's not about J. Cole. Yeah. Like, J. Cole is writing it on behalf of someone. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, tell stories, bro. Like,
I prefer stories,
man.
Something, man. Tell me how you woke up in the morning and you wanted to buy bread and bread has gone up. Something. Just give me something. You know what I mean? Like, and one thing I also picked up in the writing of this album, the punchlines are crazy, I've said, but there's way too many similes, that's almost a crutch for Malcolm when he writes. It's almost like setup, cool setup, punchline, like so I'm like so like this
I mean,
like
there's a song about Amai.
this like there's a song, you know what I mean, and I'm just like,
yes,
so I'm like, okay, what is this about?
And then second verse is back. I'm like, come on, my guy.
So yeah, those are the problems that I had. But like, you know, I guess he can also explain. You can tell us in the comments, like, nah, screw your niggas. but you know, it's things like that, because I listen to Trash and I listen to MCFM, and I really could have put any album here, like any of those two here, because they are almost very similar. For me, maybe different in concept and execution, but the beats sound similar, the lyrics are definitely similar, and just the overall aura and content is pretty much the same, except save for 2 tracks or so, you know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know, it's things like that, man. And I'm excited for the third project, if it's gonna come, hoping that these things will be taken into consideration. I just want to know more, you know what I mean? Like, people do not doubt that you're an incredible pen. I just want to know more. Number 5, I feel like you pressured me into this one, Bongs. Kuda K, Kuda verse. Whoa! Let me say what I like. All right. Yeah, I like this project. Could I say Kuda's flow is one of the most unique that we have in this country. Almost every song on this is a hit. Consistently, sonically as well, it's consistent. Very short, sweet, and straight to the point. I don't have too many complaints. I really wish this project got love, man. I really wish.
Did he submit? I wonder.
Yeah, I think so. Nah, if he submitted for Best Diaspora, I'm sure he submitted.
The best. I enjoyed this project. Like, I listened it from start to end without stopping. Like, one thing that I noticed about Kuda is he has this simple flow that he has. And I was listening to it, I was like, actually, I don't hate it. I actually like it. Like, I like his flow. And also the simplicity, like he's not like a no, like Kuda will come in and
what's that song called? Is it Kuda Kwashe? Kuda Kwashe.
Is it the one where he talks about his life?
Yeah, where he says
it's the last track on the it's the last track on the project.
Left for the UK. Like, yeah. It's just like straight up storytelling, bro. It's just saying, yo, this is what happened. This is what happened. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I got. Maybe that's it. Maybe I like when I'm being drawn into the personal life of the artist in a way. Like, you don't have to tell me, Kuti, oh, you know, who you slept with last week. Like, it just can be something like, yo, or whatever. Like, you know, and I'm just like, okay, I feel like I'm getting to know this artist in a way. And nothing felt out of place, you know, like from Mana Salala, and like everything just felt like it had a good balance. The whole overarching theme of the project, Kuda verse, his universe. I was like, yeah.
Oh, does this album have any features? Doesn't, right?
No.
It doesn't.
I don't think so, no.
I actually didn't notice up until now.
Yeah, you see? I didn't get any features. So that's Kuda K, Kuda verse, our number 5. Number 4, I had pro beats before I go underground. What?
Should be higher.
It should be higher.
Should be higher.
Really?
But anyway, we'll leave it there.
No, you tell me.
I think in terms of, for me, when I listen to an album, I don't like monotonous beats. Like if you're going to come with like an album that's like trap throughout or whatever throughout. I mean, sounds like, the Shakmin rap album, there's like even different type of beats. And also when I listen to this, one thing that I like about Pro Beats is that he has range. Pro Beats will come and rap. Pro Beats will come and sing. Like, for the same artist to do that for me is actually quite impressive. And also how he messes around with Afropop and it still sounds authentic, it still sounds good. I mean, songs like Ibanga Eroro, like it was one of the biggest songs that year. So stuff like that, so songs like My Day, songs like Teremuka, and then there's that song. I think it's the second song in the project.
Is it
where it goes it's a proper hip hop song.
Is it Zimangua? I forgot.
I forgot the title of the track.
But that was crazy.
It's short and sweet. Like it's.
Do you think Pro Beast doesn't get his props because, like, he dabbles in a lot of things? Like maybe versatility is his Achilles heel, so to speak. Like
probably it might be his weakness. I think, and also it's his strength. I mean, if I'm to go to a Pro Beast show, which I've never been before. When he performs, I think everyone in the crowd will find something that they like.
Absolutely, yeah. I went to his show where he didn't even sing. He was just like beatboxing. Yeah. And you find yourself like...
Actually, the first track in the project, Prayer, I noticed that he was beatboxing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he was beatboxing.
Yeah, he was
beatboxing on the beat.
Which is really dope.
So when someone is that much range, maybe I don't know.
I think we need to give Pro Beats his props, man.
Do you think he was right when he said I'm the best artist in Zimbabwe?
I think he has a legit claim, man. I feel like we don't like his musicality for me is, and just like how he's comfortable in like. Pro Beats feels authentic in everything. Like from the first track, from Prayer to My Day to Teremuka to Don't Go, and you just feel like, okay, this dude is not lying to me in any regard whatsoever. And I really, really like this, man. And I got, like, the features were also very, very strong. I enjoyed the features on Before I Go Underground. And maybe, I don't know if a project like this, because it's almost similar to 25, which was released last year.
But better. But sounds like 25.
Polished?
Part 2.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So I'm like, okay, I don't know exactly if albums like this will ever get appreciated in this country, but this was dope. I'm excited to talk about number 3 because I know you're gonna fight me for this one, but I should have given this album a chance more than I did. But my number 3 album of 2021 is the Dogs album Phases, and I'm gonna die on that hill, bro. I'm gonna die on that hill, bro. Yo, listen.
Do you know what? Let me say this.
This guy.
Let me say this. I don't hate the project. I think it's a solid project. I mean, from the intro, it talks about how he's going through changes, and he calls them phases. I mean, it's good. I just don't think it should be that high.
Do you think? I'm not sure did you ask me this yesterday? Like, if this one.
Yes, I asked you, I was like, if this were an album of the year, how would you feel? In
the building at Bulawayo Theatre, I was gonna protest. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. But, like, upon replay and stuff, I'm like, hey, man.
Okay. The reason why you felt like that at the moment what was the reason?
At that moment, right, I'll tell you why. It's things that are outside of this project. Yeah. So things like Rollout, right? Yeah. So, man, I feel like the Dog is the epitome of potential, of like coming from a city of potential. Like Bulawayo is just a city of potential, Matota. Like we are tired, guys. Like, we are the hip hop capital. Oh, it's blind, we can rap and stuff. But I'm always feeling like we are just potential at the end of the
day. We can literally name 10 people from this city that are dope, but that are not putting in the work.
Exactly, you know what I mean? I can name people like Vic Cheetah, Rocky Dub, CMK, Fish F Ndaram, J Doomza, Mzo 7, Guluva 7. Who else? GTI, Floppy X.
Basically, the whole Amasala Deluction crew. Kilomore, they're making.
Kilomore, the Nolunju J is also working. You know what I mean? It's things like that where I'm just like, guys, are we just gonna be a city of potential all the time? And that's what disappointed me about this album. I remember asking Dog as well. I was like, yo, where's the project, bruh? Is it like on DSPs? It's like, nah, it's on YouTube right now. It's coming on DSPs next week. And then there was a launch party. And then I'm like, you know what I mean? Like this album for me deserved so much more than what it got, man. I feel like it should have been released earlier. I feel like so many of the songs that I hear are absolute slappers, okay? The hooks, Dog probably is top 2, top 3 hook writers in this country. He's crazy. Terminator, Shosholoza, Dipefoni with CMK.
Even the singles, Sanzembere,
Chimoto, Chiedza. Come on, bro.
Solid project.
Solid project. I can actually sleep if this won.
I mean, when you listen to it, it's a fire project. I mean, it is a fire project. Like, the only problem is, I'm like, roll out, guys.
The rollouts.
Should we link you with Third Road Chronicles, man?
I know. Also, even, not just rollout, the engineering could have been, on this album
too. Actually, that's why I wanted to put it lower than.
Maybe if, I don't know if you can really release this, give it to Rayo.
Yeah, and then mix and master.
Rayo will mix and master it and you release it as a remastered version. But this album is top on my playlist right now. Right. As for number 2 and 1, we have different picks here. So, anyways, I'm not gonna make my word the last one. But my number 1 album was Zhang by Michael Chunda, and this changed not too long ago.
Wait, you skipped number 2 and which number 1?
Exactly. That's how I said, because I know what your number 1 is.
Okay, all right. Cool. I'll talk about my number 1.
So my number 1 is Zhang by Michael Chunda, because I guess upon replay, you know, when you play an album early when it drops, you play it somewhere in the middle, you play it a bit, and then you start playing it again, and then you're like, but wait, why didn't this get, the props that it did? And I think I said it, that if this won album of the year for me, I would have slept in peace. And I feel like as a lyrical album, as a concept album, as a musical album, just like what Michael did here.
What does Zhuang mean? You know,
it's a Korean term. It's a Korean term. Man, how do I put this? There's a whole explanation, but basically, let me just say, Korean term, bit of colloquial as well to interpolate something that is cool and something that is deep. In a way. Michael, please do, if you can give me a small synopsis, that would be dope. But I think that was something that I found on that. So consistently, I like it. The beats, I love it. The raps, I love it. Suburban younger, you know I throw bones. I love this album, and I really do feel like it can stand the test of time as a classic album. And this changed for me because my number 1 was also your number 1.
My number 1 is Sungura Msele. That's my number 1.
And I think most people would say that...
Should we say we have 2 number 1s and don't name it? No, I'm joking.
People will decide, man. People will decide.
My number 1 for the list is Sungura Msele.
Right.
Right? That's my number one. But according to this list, it's number 2.
Right.
Yeah. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, number one, innovation. The dude, I mean, it's not entirely innovation. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. But dude took hip hop and Sungura and meshed it into one thing.
Right.
And it sounds dope.
Yeah.
You know, innovation, the concept, like from start to finish.
Right.
I remember when I listened to the album the first time when it dropped, from start to finish, I didn't no stopping. Like you feel, for me, it feels like a journey. You know, you start from track number 1, you go through highs, you go through lows. I'm like, all that. Like I was super, super impressed. And delivery, production. Man,
I have no problems.
It's because I think Sungura Msebe could be like an entire genre, you know, like that different artists can make. I mean, Denim Moose is like, I had to jump on this.
I mean, we're in the age of sub-genres, man. So I'm not too mad. What do you think about people who say this is not a hip hop album?
It is. I mean, it's like people who say I'm a piano is not Kwaito. The concept, like the foundation, it's like when you're making, I don't know if it's a good analogy, but when you're making pizza, you have the dough and so I feel like the foundation is hip hop. Then you add like stuff that's how I feel.
So that's what I feel.
That's how I feel about Sungura Msebe. I mean, when you listen to even like trap, some people could claim that trap is not hip hop because when you listen to what Park was doing and listen to what Drake is doing now, it's almost not identical. But
so that's the thing. So I'm seeing, personally, I feel like I'm seeing a lot of gatekeeping when it comes to this project. Maybe Tanto doesn't identify as a hip hop artist. He would tell us. But if there are elements of trap is hip hop music, then that's it. You can debate Sungura, but then again, even hip hop borrows from jazz. Hip hop has borrowed from funk.
There's nothing new under the sun, man.
Hip hop has always borrowed. It was literally built on borrowing. You know what I mean? So I don't know what people mean. I never heard this argument when Bone Thugs and Harmony were seeing rapping. Like, you know, people still were saying, nah, are they really, you know, like Bone Thugs Harmony and 3-6 Mafia, like they're two different entities. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you have, maybe we can put a clip of Bone Thugs here for those who don't know. You know what I mean? Like they're rhyming, but they just, you know, it doesn't feel rappy. You know what I mean? You have people like Nelly, you have people like Ja Rule. Literally 50 Cent built his career, well, not built his career, but he spent a lot of time trying to discredit Ja Rule for him coming on this mellow, singy type of hip hop. So that has always been there, and I don't get what people mean when they say, oh, Tanto has to rap for him to be hip hop. There will always be alternate versions of hip hop. Hip hop will always borrow from different planes of existence. And if we're being strict, now I'm ranting, but if we're being strict on what entails hip hop, and you're saying, okay, like he has to rap. Okay, let me talk to the dudes who say they rap. All right, are you giving me multi syllables? You know what I mean? Are you giving me multi-syllable rhyming? Are you giving me polyrhythmic rhyming? Are you giving me double entendres, metaphors, imagery, similes? Are you giving me all of that, or are you using the same rhyme pattern? What are you doing? You know what I mean? So if we're going to go by the rules of what rapping is, maybe you should look at yourself and you say, am I using these same skills that I want other people to rap? Or you just want someone to rhyme on an 808 or a boom bappy beat. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's things like that. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, does the album have to be like trash for it to be called hip hop? Because like I listened to an album like Trash, and even as punchline, as lyrical as it is, I listened to the whole thing and I'm like, Malcolm, I feel like you're using the same flow throughout the whole thing. You know what I mean? I feel like you're using the same rhyme pattern. It's either A, B, A, B, A, 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 or B, 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 C, 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 D, 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 throughout, and maybe some A at the beginning, a B there at the end. It's things like that. So maybe let's look at ourselves and say, okay, why do we not want to accept this as hip hop? Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think what I'm going to say is, what we need to understand is that each and every generation chooses their own sound. I mean, you might come as a hip hop head and say, hey, what are these boys doing? But you need to understand that each and every generation chooses a sound. There was a time where people were discrediting Wayne and saying, Wayne, what is he doing? What is he doing? Auto-tune. Same as T-Pain. But those are our classics. That's the music that we grew up on. You know,
I also feel like even someone like KRS-One can listen to the Migos and say that's not hip-hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, some of these vets, most deaf, can listen to Lil Durk or one of the Lils and say that's not hip-hop, because there's criteria and gatekeeping that they put for what they feel is hip-hop. But sound evolves. Sound is always evolved.
Hip-hop is like, if you look at the beats that are being made now and the beats that were made in the 80s, it's different, man.
Oh yeah, like if you listen to like old songs in the 80s, like the breaks, these are the breaks, you know what I mean? Like, listen, man. Like it's a different thing altogether.
I think I would say this to the hip hop heads: allow the kids to find their identity the same way that you found your identity in the sound that you listen to.
Absolutely.
We're not saying rock with it, man. You don't have to like it, but you just have to approve and say, you know what, this is what the kids are doing. This is what the kids are rocking with. Yeah. And it's fine. It's okay. You don't have to like it, man.
Yeah, man.
You don't have to play Roddy Rich on your earphones all the time.
That's how I feel as well. Yeah. So, like, I'm just like, people always have what they want. You know, like, I can't govern people's taste. Maybe that's why I also picked Zhang, because of what I resonate with most when it comes to hip hop. That's what I would safely say. This was the best hip hop album in Zimbabwe. Not that Tanto's album isn't it. I still regard it pretty much. And for the longest time since it dropped, it was my number one album in this country. You know what I mean? So listen, sounds are gonna change. One thing I can say that maybe, you know, the old heads would agree with is the art of MCing will never expire. Like, it will always amaze me when people find ways to bend words and bounce it on instrumentals, and that will always be lyricism. For me, will never die, and that's it. You know what I mean? That will never die any day. But Sungura Msebe was a solid project. I do hope to see more artists as well jumping on this. Let's not have this situation.
Can you talk about the music?
The music. Oh, you want to talk about it? Or double?
We talk about albums.
Did you like the video, man?
Bro, we talk about that.
I didn't like that video. Let me just put it out there.
You know what? Seeing that we've raised the issue, we're just gonna go into it. Mitch Uda, I love your work drop. But lap and forward to Ash.
Nah, I didn't like this one.
I didn't like this one, man. It's I mean,
it felt like Tanto was
as a music video director. Why is Tanto on stage dancing with the guitar that's not connected? Like, why, dog?
And then I think at the end, when he's now with that girl and they're eating fish and chips, and this girl akaita spray tomato sauce, like the visuals, guys, the optics, it's just.
And why do we have 10 people dancing? This is Sungura. I've never been to a Sungura concert, bro. It's rowdy, bro. There's like a lot of people. They're trying to grab the artist, and there's only like 15 Maketo youth, like man.
People, man.
Yeah. Do you know what? I don't hate Mitch Uta, but I think Sorojin. I think Sorojin could have done a better job. I don't know, man. It felt like a job for Sorojin. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's how I feel about that one.
Man. I mean, I don't see all my comments, but you're just like, you know, just to help the algorithm.
Yeah, but anyway, kudos for him. He got 10K views in 3 days. That's dope, man. That's a win. So
yeah. So, anyways, that's been.
Actually, I feel like the last 10 minutes we've been ranting, like stuff that we're like, no, man,
Yeah. Anyways, my pick for 2021. Michael Chunda's album for me had that impact for me. I think for anyone who loves rap, I think you should check it out. I definitely feel like that album, it might not be for you if you're homophobic, but
I like the fact that it spoke about mental health issues.
A lot of things, dude. Mental health, talking about rape, like it's a lot of things, like so many things that we addressed in, and it doesn't, like, it starts a little bit on a bit of a low, because you kind of have to project yourself, but it gets into a high and it finishes strong for me. Songs like Smoke, songs like Sunflower Frequency, songs like F the Police. I like Tare Tujana. I like that tune. Boy Loves Girl Loves Boy. I think that's the name of the track. I just feel like it was well put together, and anyways, I'm doing my criteria actually. With that being said, hey yo man, thank you as always for rocking with us. I've been Mukudze Mlambo. This has been the Mastermind. Behind the camera, Mr. Bungani. We will catch you on the next one. Issue. Bye.